All right. Excited to welcome to our community today, Jay Spillers. We're going to talk about his book, Meditation for Everyone, How to Quickly Have a More Peaceful, Mindful, and Fulfilled Life. Welcome, Jay.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
All
I
right. You
can
got to
just
fill.
go ahead and start talking about meditation then. Yeah. So yeah, I just basically have three different parts to meditation that I teach. I teach stillness, mindfulness, and affirmations, and those are like sort of the three keys that I use for meditation. And I think one thing that kind of would help people start to meditate is starting to do what I call a mini meditation, which is like 1 to 3 minutes. It's more informal than a longer meditation that you'll want to tend to do later. But basically, you can do this anywhere. If you have a free moment, you could be doing a mini meditation. And I have essentially three things that I do with a mini meditation. I do deep breaths where you breathe in through your nose, hold for about 8 seconds, and then exhalation. And you can close your eyes. Try to visualize something peaceful. It could be a garden, it could be being by a stream or at the beach, something that's peaceful to you. And then I add in like a quick affirmation or calming phrase like, I am calm and at peace. And you can do one or two of those. And you can easily get to 1 to 3 minutes really easy. And that'll start you on your trek to meditation. It can sort of help you build up because you could do mini meditations a few times a day. And it can be sort of a pick me up in the day, like if you're tired or you're kind of stressed or something, just to start doing mini meditations. That's a good way to introduce meditation. And then what I try to recommend is ultimately, if you can, building up to at least 30 minutes a day. That sounds like a lot, but you can do what you can, but that's sort of what I would recommend to make your ultimate goal is 30 minutes or more. And if you start off with like 5 minutes a day and just add a minute each day, you can get to it. And the mini meditations is a way to sort of help you gradually build up and become comfortable with the process.
So rewind for us a little bit, Jay, and where and when in your life did meditation really start taking importance?
Well, I started meditating about 2005. I was doing it just to have more peace of mind and to sort of relax. And I wasn't really very consistent at first. But then in 2008, I started to go through depression. And I noticed that as I meditated, I would get relief from the stress and from the depression. And so that sort of motivated me to become more consistent. And I started meditating longer after that point. I think one thing that can help with meditation is that it's both a long-term and a short-term benefit that you get because you can meditate one time and get relief of stress and feel a little bit better from depression in the moment and a little bit thereafter. But then as you start to meditate, and if you do it consistently, it actually can help you to feel more joy in your life. And it's something that rewires your brain because the frontal cortex thickens as you start to do meditation over a period of time. And I think it takes about 3 to 8 weeks, and your brain chemistry and structure will start to change as you consistently meditate. And they found that even 10 to 15 minutes a day can help to start to rewire your brain. So you'll get short-term benefits from meditating, but then as you consistently do it over time, there's more and more benefits you can gain. And I've been meditating for about 16 years, and I still feel like I get benefits added all the time as I meditate. So it's a gradual thing that you keep getting benefit from.
Walk us through that. What are some of the surprises that continue to come from this meditation where you weren't seeing them maybe 10 years ago?
Well, I think some of it is self-discovery, like you start to understand yourself better, you start to understand things around you better and become more aware. Because I define meditation as awareness while in a highly relaxed state. So you're becoming more aware and you're in a highly relaxed state, but that awareness keeps growing and growing. And the feelings that you take in meditation go throughout the day with you and they become stronger. Because a lot of times when I first started to meditate, I would get a good feeling and it would go for a few hours and then you'd still get distracted. And I tend to get less distracted now as I've been meditating over time, because it's the distraction that takes you in a different realm that can take you towards depression or towards stress. That if you can refocus yourself back in, and that's what you're always doing kind of with meditation, is you're sort of refocusing your attention back onto something positive, and you can focus on things like your breath or an affirmation, but just keep coming back. And that's sort of what I've learned is it's sort of a self-discovery process. And people use meditation for different things. You know, you can use it for spiritual practice, regardless of whether you're in a particular religion or whatever. Anyone where they're coming from could use it as a spiritual practice, but you can also use it for mental health. It can help to relieve stress and anxiety. It can help you to become a more compassionate person. And I think the qualities of compassion and love and kindness have grown over time as I meditate. It's one of the practices that has helped me because it's both spiritual, but then it's mental health. Because when you're a compassionate person, it helps you in your social life too. Because if you're in a relationship with someone, if you're a more compassionate person, that's going to make benefits in all aspects of your life, and they continue to grow as you meditate. And I found that to be the case.
Yes, and I think people have a misperception or conception of meditating. A lot of times people picture this as coming and clearing your brain to blankness. And I love that you're pointing out that it's really more about shifting focus back to that positive statement, back to what you're really, maybe it's gratitude, maybe it's, but it's that constant, it doesn't have to be a blank mind. And I just wanted you to kind of go
Yeah.
into that.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. And there's different schools of meditation. There are some meditation practices where you're trying to sort of empty your mind, but I found most meditation practices is where you're actually focusing on something, whether you're focusing on an object or you're focusing on different affirmations or gratitude. Sometimes people just focus on their breath. So they're not going into an empty state in most practices. They're actually focusing on something. And breath is really a good one to focus on too. And you can focus on different things. Like if you're listening to music, you could focus on music. And I personally recommend music and I use meditation music. You can find a lot on YouTube. But some people don't use music, but it can help to give you something to focus on. There's different focal points because you're going to get distracted during meditation, and you really shouldn't beat yourself up because that's sort of normal, but you're always trying to sort of refocus your mind in a positive direction or on something. Some people do mantras. I've never really done mantras other than like I'll maybe use love or peace, something like that to repeat over and over. But that's sort of what you're trying to do, is trying to focus on a concept, idea, or object while you're meditating.
Do you feel like meditation is a highly underutilized tool that individuals could be really pulling in their journey of self-awareness and just getting to our best selves?
Yeah, I really think so. And it seems like, especially during these times where past couple years where we've all been inside and people are kind of looking at improving themselves, meditation, uh, at least the ideas become more popular. I read a study that said like 2.5% of Americans, the pandemic, but I think a lot more people would benefit from meditating and help to bring mindfulness to children and things like that. And there's so many different applications where it could be used. It could be used in prisons and jails. It could be used with people who have high stress jobs and just regular people, you know. So I think anybody, virtually anybody could benefit from it. And even a lot of people, you think, well, there's some people that would have a difficult time meditating. Like, what if you have ADD, ADHD? And they found that people with ADD or ADHD can benefit from meditation, and it can help them to sort of regulate their ADHD or ADD. People with chronic pain have been helped through meditation and things like that. So just because you have a certain medical condition, meditation isn't excluded from you and may actually be a benefit to your condition.
Yes, thank you for saying that. Everybody and every listener hear this. You all get to put yourself into that same grouping of it can work for you as an individual, no matter what you're coming in with, what baggage, whatever. I want to talk about the title of your book here for a second too. Meditation for Everyone, which is to our point of saying there's no one excluded from who can benefit from this. How to quickly, which I kind of circled this word because I thought it was interesting that you put quickly, have a more peaceful, mindful, and fulfilled life. When you're saying the quickly part, is it that the results you can start to see somewhat quickly, or is it more that you can insert it into your day relatively quickly?
Well, I believe that you can see results quickly. And I had thought about making a title of, 7 days to it or 10 days, because I saw titles like that. And I thought, well, what if someone goes 7 days and they only see a little bit of results? I don't want people to be disappointed. But I think from the first time you meditate or the first few times of meditating, you probably see at least some positive results. They might be small, they might be very incremental, but you can quickly start to benefit from meditation, and then know long term that if you're consistent with it, you can see even more where we can quickly start to feel better and start to have a more peace of mind and work on issues of stress and depression.
Hmm. I like that. Yes. How do you want people to approach your book when they pick it up? What's like your hope and passion out of them reading this?
Well, I hope that I can help people to start to meditate, and I tried to make it very concrete and simple. And I have applications at the end of each chapter of exercises to do, that if you could read the book and then do the applications, because all the applications relate to each chapter,
Mhm.
and just sort of take it slowly and work through the book. I hope that I can help people to um, have more peace of mind and to heal maybe from issues that are in their life, and start the process of healing and empowering people to live a better life.
I'm loving this. Yes. And so what are the best places to find you? Or is your book, is Amazon the best place to go?
Yeah, for my book, it's on Amazon, and you can find me on Facebook, my general page, which is my name, Jay Spillers. But then I have a group on Facebook called Meditation for Everyone that anyone can join. So it's just like the title of the book, Meditation for Everyone. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel, and so they can see me there. I have videos on YouTube, like a couple meditation videos and talking about meditation on there too. I'm currently working on putting together a course on meditation, an online course, but I have some stuff on YouTube right now, and I have stuff on my Facebook page.
Nice. So you're very accessible. Love it. Do you have any last minute tips? Anything that you just kind of hope and pray that our listeners heard from you today?
Yeah, I would just say start meditating and try to just go slow with it. Try the mini meditations first and just work your way up through meditation. Be patient with the process, be patient with yourself. If you see yourself getting distracted a lot, know that that's pretty common, and that even if you have like 10 minutes and you get a minute where it's sort of really good, build from that and just keep going and going. And over time, you'll start to see more positive results. And I would just recommend to people to just stick with meditation and work with it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jay. I hope you have a wonderful week.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me.